Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Prospect Central 101. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through a little bit of Kristian Fulton tape. So he's been someone I've been waiting for a long time now. I was hoping that we might be able to get some national championship film, but not yet. So we may end up revisiting this one, especially as we find out more about his off-the-field incident. More on that in a minute. But for today, Kristian Fulton here is listed as a fourth-year senior from Louisiana State University, LSU, the reigning national champion. And he is also listed unofficially at 5'11", 192, with no concern about age, which is interesting for a senior. So, very, very highly touted prospect. One of the highest projected corners in this year's class, along with Jeffrey Okuda, amongst others. So very interested to see how he compares to some of the guys I've already watched and we've gone over earlier this year on the channel. Well, actually, I should be saying last year because it's 2020 now. So the one main thing to think about with Fulton is that he does have the off-the-field incident from 2016, I want to say, maybe 2017, where he did tamper with the drug test and was suspended for 2 years. So it'll be very interesting to see how teams react to that, if teams have them off the board, if teams don't care, especially considering that he was reinstated and that whole messy jambalaya process. So it should be real interesting to see kind of the feedback that we get, especially in Indianapolis at the Combine a month from now, on where teams stand with that incident. So but for today, we're just going to be taking a look at the actual tape aspect. It doesn't look like he has too much medical stuff other than the freshman injury, which is not a huge deal. So, really just going to be focusing on what he can do on the football field for now, and then I'll just keep that incident in the back of my mind when I do his miscellaneous report at the end. So for now, I'm going to start with Texas. I'd like to watch all 3 games with you guys today, depending on how long they are, we'll see. Same 3 games I watched to Kilo and Chase on, if I remember correctly. And he has officially, well, obviously he's a senior, so, but still worth mentioning, he's officially in the draft class. Oh, nice, 14 minutes. Excellent. And he will be number 1 for if he gets lost. Matching him up with Colin Johnson, I believe, which is interesting. Nice patience, good reaction. Texas, of course, has 2 draft-eligible receivers this year, and Colin Johnson, who it looks like is the guy he's matched up based on his size, as well as Devin Duvernay, who I believe is their slot receiver. I haven't watched him yet, so I can't confirm that. But okay, nice patience. Nice base. Okay, nice aggressiveness in the block shed. I'd like to see that. Hopefully that continues. Getting like the patience. Not being overly aggressive yet, which is a good start. Okay, playing them all different types of coverage, which is nice to see as well. Playing them both hard and soft already, which is good news. He's doing a great job of being patient in tight coverage, though, which is good. I like that base. Okay, I actually kind of like this how he plays through this. In case that's a free play, have to still be able to willing to defend. Probably a bit much, but honestly, I can't be bothered by that. Rather have that happen than the opposite. See Detroit, Kansas City this year. Okay, zone. Honestly, not really too much he can do about that. He took away his defender, and number 6, for whatever reason, didn't get out there. Took away his receiver. Oops. It's physicality, blocking. That was a great save from the front seven. I like his base. Allows for smooth moving in the back pedal. And you get to see the quick feet here too, which is great. I like this particular shot. Oops. Yep, nice quick feet. And he transitions out of that really fluidly too. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Why is this not? Bam, right here. He transitions. Boom. And stays in face. That's really nicely done there by Fulton. Nice back pedal. Like to see those quick feet. Nice patience. I really like his base. Puts him in a really good position for him to stand for the ball. Nice enforcement at the boundary. Very nice. Like to see that. Oh, okay, got a little hop there. Zone coverage. Okay. Interesting. So... Oh, he tried to undercut it, and it backfired. He misjudged the... Okay. That's a little bit of ball tracking. I don't mind him being aggressive, he just needs to track that better. Okay, a little bit of press. It was a wrong play, but still, they're definitely using him in a variety of ways, which is great to see. I'll go over that at the end of the video. Oh, that was beautiful. I love the way he breaks on this, and you get to see the excellent reaction time here. He's playing in soft coverage, playing about 5 yards off, and then boom, that ball just kicks out of his hands, and he's already breaking forward with a nice, excellent, perfectly timed break step, and he contested the catch point to knock that ball out. That's excellent coverage in the short route. Well done. Same thing. His break step is fantastic. Boom. Looks like some kind of comeback route based on the film that we have and we can see. Looks like a vertical stem, but he ends up redirecting backwards at this point in the play. And he is right there, right in stride, right in phase with him, and he undercuts that ball beautifully. That's fantastic break step. Nice patience. I really like his base. Allows for smooth, fluid get off. And you get to really see the flexibility here. Watch. My backs opens up inside. Very nice. I really like his athletic ability. You should test well in Indy. And it's not necessarily, for me, when I watch corners, right? It's not just necessarily about, oh, yeah, he's fast. He's got the long speed, right? I mean, like, obviously you have your Fabian Moreau Blazers, but that's not exactly what it's all about for me. It's more about the ability to change direction laterally, about the ability to open up well, and those types of fluidity, those smooth movements. And that's really what Fulton does well, which is good. Nice zone drop. Again, the ability to play all phases of coverage, which is really, really nice to see already. Nice, and you get, it's, again, I just talked about this, you really get to see his fluidity and motion here. Bam! Nice, real quick open, allows him to stay in phase at the route break point. Okay, get in. He was already wrapped up, I can't fault him for that. His patience, yeah, he's doing a really nice job. A little bit up right there, not huge deal though, he's definitely had a good base most of the video so far. Okay, I would like to see a little bit more technique with the tackling. I guess there's some effort there, which is respectable, I guess. Okay, testing deep. Great phase. I don't think they got him for a flag there either. Excellent. There is zero separation here. Zero. There's probably not even an inch. And oh, that's fantastic. And it doesn't look like they got him for a flag either, because that's first and 10 at 12:29 and second and 10 12:28. So they didn't get him for a flag there, which is even better. That is incredibly tight coverage. It's literally exactly what you want to see. Nice Stingley. Okay, I mean, at least kind of attempted to stick his nose in here. Got off the block and then forced him out of bounds. That's not great, but I'll take it. He's really fluid. Yeah, it's definitely easy to see why a lot of people like him. Oh, okay, that's the first time we've seen him give up any separation really so far. Looks like another one of those comeback routes he went to vertical. Just gotta make sure he knows play the sticks on third medium. Oh, okay, I like the little bit of transition that they were about to do here. Nicely done. It's good zone coverage. I think I'm almost at safety in the right zone, which is interesting. Okay, here we go. Got across that time, I believe. Again, a little bit of separation results in the catch here. Looks like that was honestly just a good play by the receiver to use his physicality. I think that's Calvin Johnson. Yep. And that'll happen when you're a 5'11 corner facing this 6'5 guy. Can't necessarily win them all. Shed. Okay, I guess he occupied the block enough. Would have liked to see him shine and make the tackle himself, but oh well. Oh, throwback. Nice patience. Great job not overcommitting inside or out there. Nice fluid back pedal. He's one of those guys who's one year more finesse corners, which is interesting because that's quite different than most of the players in the rest of this class so far. Most of the guys that we've watched so far, or even some of the ones I haven't watched, like Akeem Dansler, are going to be more of your lengthy, long type of physical cover corners. A perfect example of this is Trayvon Diggs, right? Very physical, very aggressive corner because he has the size and the length to be able to do that. With Fulton, you're getting a lot more of a finesse guy. He's way more with agility. He's way more with quickness, able to keep up with the speed of your receivers, which is interesting seeing him shadow a physical, big body receiver like Colin. And stuff like that will happen every once in a while when you do that. I don't necessarily agree with the Rainbow on this game plan. I would put him on the other receiver and let Stingley, who's a little bit more physically aggressive, try and take on Johnson. But oof, yeah, man, are both of these receivers big? Goodness. Oh, that was great recovery and patience there. Yeah, so he's doing really nice job with the footwork, with the agility, the fluidity, the smooth movement, all that type of stuff. But like even here, you can see he gets pushed off a little bit. Bam, right there, and that's what's going to create separation from him. So putting him on Mike Evans, not a great idea. If you're a team in the NFC South like Carolina who takes him, you're probably putting him on your Chris Godwin type over your Mike Evans. From a strategic game playing standpoint, you should probably have him follow the other team's more finesse receiver. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean a slot because we haven't seen him take any nickel reps yet. Okay, nice transition. Excellent job staying phase. Great job getting his hand up as well.
Okay, I'll be ready.
Really nice job getting in that passing lane, disrupting the pass point. The trajectory of the football. Really well done.
Garage open for you.
Really nice fluidity. Again, testing him deep. He's having no issues with the launch speed. Right? So he may not be that burner 4-2 guy, but he can keep up with these receivers. He's got a little bit of hops too. He definitely has the ability to get up and boom. Like he's getting up there for those vertical situations. So he may not have the physicality to be able to guard some of these bigger body receivers, but he has the vertical ability, the length, which is kind of surprising for a guy his size. Which almost gives me a little bit of optimism in terms of maybe you get him in the weight room, work on his ability to kind of just keep himself in those tighter situations, And against those more physical receivers, say maybe Tampa Bay is the team that drafts him. You get him working against Mike Evans every day in practice, maybe that kind of changes some of his weaknesses and kind of reduces those potential exploitations. And there it is again, you get to see him bodied out by that bigger body receiver. So that's going to be his one biggest weak point right now, is those contested catch situations against those who are able to outsize him. But overall, he gives me really strong Jair Alexander vibes, which is a good thing, because I love Jair out of Louisville. Obviously, I'm a Cards fan, but similar. I'm expecting similar grades out of them too. Should both be mid ones, assuming he keeps this up for the next 2 games. Yeah, that was a good call. Oh, that was a nice pass from Ellinger. So, there we go. There is game number 1 of Kristian Fulton. Here we go with game number 2 against Auburn. Bo Nix as well, so another respectable offense. Gus Malzahn offense, a little bit more motion. Bo Nix, Russian quarterback, was pretty good. Nice shot with patience, staying in phase.
No.
Nice. Again, you get to really see that excellent break step. He does a fantastic job here. Boom. Excellent change of direction to be able to undercut that route and then get his arm up to disrupt that passing lane. Really nicely done there.
Sorry about
by
that.
Kristian Fulton.
Yeah, I know you have. So I'll talk to you another time, okay? Okay, bye-bye.
Again, playing him all different types of coverage too, which is nice. We've seen him hard, we've seen him in press, we've seen him soft, we've seen him in zone, we've seen him in man, we've seen him line up in all different alignments, which is fantastic. Has experience playing in all different types of coverages. Again, another more of a zone look for him there. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive in that run support. Oh man, but this is what you're taking him for, really, in all honesty, is his ability to cover and stay in place like this. Again, on this vertical stem, absolutely no separation at all. But then the next play, oh, okay, he didn't end up disrupting the pass, but he does a really nice job in terms of staying with him here for the most part. Just great hand usage by that receiver to be able to create just enough separation for Bo Nix to put that ball in. But in all honesty, that was still a really nice play by Fulton for most of that route, staying in phase. And again, you get to see it in the very next play, you get to see the zone look, right? He drops this back and is able to take out that post to 47. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. But again, you get to really see that patience, right? You get to see his ability to utilize his length, right? He may not have that, like, Amani Oruwariye type of length, but he does a great job of utilizing the arms that he does have to kind of limit those passing windows. Okay, it's hard to describe this. He seems to be a willing tackler, but he is very, very poor with this technique in terms of wrapping and rolling still, and he doesn't really seem to be all that great in terms of taking on blocks. So in a one-on-one situation, he can make a tackle if he has to, but you're not really counting on him in run support. Which, to me, basically says that his future is exclusively outside. At least based on LSU film. Now, obviously, that's an area where he's going to have to improve. And if he can improve enough, then maybe you get to the point where you can match him up in the slot. But okay, a little bit of pass rush, which is kind of nice. Again, another pass rush play. Back corner blitzes, so not afraid to attack, which is good. Here we go. Okay, yeah, it wasn't him. Darn. Okay, this is right edge. Nope. That was really nicely done, though, on his part. Good awareness on that play. Play recognition, even more so. Communicator as well, which is nice. And kind of gives off positive football IQ. Got it. Get tackle. Okay, at least he actually dove and attempted to tackle this time. So a little bit of an improvement, which is a step in the right direction. Still a missed tackle though, but at least he seems to be somewhat willing, which is, I guess, better than Gritty Williams is how I'll phrase it. Now, that doesn't mean he's at the level I want him to be, but we have at least seen him attempt to make 3 or 4 tackles, which is not poor. Just not necessarily up to expectation, which is fine because that's something he can develop, right? And that kind of goes back to the willingness thing. Is eventually, over the course of time, you hope that you're able to work on that technique. And maybe you can't play him in the slot for a year or two while you're working on his tackling, and you have to play him exclusively on the outside on the boundary. Nice, Derek. Nice tackle by 3. Yeah, nice patience in that zone. Especially on a play like that. He's definitely proficient in all areas, which is good. Oh, that was a nice break again. Excellent patience. Yeah, he's doing a really nice job in coverage. Getting nice patience and good hand usage too. He's not afraid to utilize his hands at the line of scrimmage at the contact point in that window, which is really nice to see too. Okay, now come across, utilize that angle. Definitely want to see more aggressiveness. In all honesty, he did about all he could there. Can't really blame him too much for that. Okay, interesting. So there is 2 games of Kristian Fulton. We'll go one more and see what he does against Alabama. And this will be really interesting because Alabama, unlike Texas, has a lot of your more elusive route runner, quick type of receivers that he should, theoretically, if my thesis is correct, match up really well against. So now they also have power back in Najee, who I don't expect him to be able to tackle, which is kind of unfortunate, but it'll be interesting to see what he does here against Waddle, Ruggs, Stewie, and Devontae. Again, nice quickness there. He's definitely so far done a pretty decent job keeping up through the first drive. Same thing, real nice break step. Nice hand usage. Way to disrupt that timing. Same thing. Oh, yes. I love his attitude. And that's exactly what you want to see against Alabama, right? I just talked earlier at the very beginning of this particular game about how you have your quicker, more elusive, your route runner type of guys who can utilize their athleticism. You want to make sure you get in their face, slow them down, utilize your physicality a little bit more. He's doing just that. It's great game planning, great adjustment on his part. Boom, and you get to see that nice activity level and physicality both at the stem, at the catch point, and at the line of scrimmage. So really pleased with that. It's one of the reasons I wanted to watch this game too. I wanted to watch all 3. Hopefully, he keeps that up throughout the course of the game. Yeah, he's doing a great job so far disrupting that timing, and at the same time, keeping up with their athletic ability as well, which is good. Boom. Nice. Good work enforcing that boundary. Oh, nice change of direction. Okay. Very fluid, very smooth. Ooh, just shoot, delp it right at her shoes. The zone look, which is interesting against the flood concept. We see a little bit of a tackle here. Again, we get to see a little bit of effort. And he's not exactly your Trayvon Diggs, but you get to see a base there, which is respectable. Reasonably okay. Nice patience. He's doing a really nice job of making the receiver make the first move. Oof, Stingley got burned there. Okay, Shed. Nice physicality. Okay, nice. Good job enforcing the boundary. It's not exactly Stingy Jones, but he has a little bit of physicality there. Oh, yep, that was the play we watched on Tua film earlier today. Okay, and the zone look. So again, you get to see that variance in coverage, which is exactly what I love to see here. It's one of the first things that I enjoy. Great patience. Shut blowing that up, Caleb on. Okay, a little bit of a block shot there, which is again respectable, just not ideal. He's doing a great job in coverage this whole unit so far, except for that one play where his team got burned. Again, nice patience. Yeah, Tua is not even really looking at him. Again, with hashtag Judy drops. Okay, was that a zone look? I'm not sure. Could have just been Greg's athleticism creating that separation. Hard to say without all 22, unfortunately. Okay, got him on Judy here. Press him. Okay, that works too. Shed. Okay, not great. Okay. Nice patience again. Being physical without getting too aggressive is kind of walking that line really nicely, which is a very good thing. Same thing. Excellent job getting the hands up to create that lane. Oh, Stingley's getting burned in this game. I didn't realize how bad it was. Should rush him though. But that would be a help explain why he didn't win DB of the year. Yeah, nice patience. Okay, be aggressive. Okay, I guess this takes a tackle. I mean, he got Najee Harris to the grass, which is passable. I mean, it's not great, but he at least is showing some willingness, I guess. But yeah, I'm definitely liking his coverage, which is really the first thing that you want to see. Man, I did not realize how often it was Stingley that was getting burnt in this game. I mean, we haven't really seen Fulton get beat once or twice yet. Most of these plays that Alabama was getting on them are on Stingley. Again, excellent patience. Well, I remember that is at the top. I think that's Devontae Smith. He's trying to juke him out of his shoes. Oh no, Smith is at the bottom, so it's probably Waddle. Uh, just not letting him. Oh, that was Ruggs. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, and again, Ruggs is one of the most premier athletes in probably college history, I would honestly say, based on rumors of what he's supposed to be doing in Indy. And Fulton is doing a really nice job of keeping up with this change of direction. And again, it seemed like that gets thrown. So yeah, almost all these Bama plays are insanely very interesting. Okay, so with that being said, there is 3 games of Kristian Fulton, which is I'm glad we were able to watch all 3 games with you guys today, because we got to see a lot of what I wanted to see on all different kinds of fronts. So we got to see Alabama, Auburn, and Texas 2019 games, which is a very good thing. So here we go to the corner chart. Kristian Fulton from LSU. Biggest strength is coverage. Biggest weakness is, I'm just going to be more general and say run support. Got to see Texas 19, Auburn 19, and Alabama 19. So, here are our categories. For those of you guys new to the channel, welcome. Variance in coverage is going to be a 10. Loved his ability to play all different types of coverage. Press, hard, soft, zone, shell zone, deep zone, over the top, short, all different types of coverage. He's played before, which is good. Patience and positioning, again, 10. Fantastic job of staying disciplined at the line of scrimmage. Great job of staying disciplined, except for the one play where he was a little too aggressive in the Texas game and got burned for the touchdown. He did fantastic otherwise, so that's 10. Discipline and route recognition didn't really point that out all that much, but he did a really nice job of staying disciplined, and he did a really nice job of staying in phase on all of his routes. So I'm going to go with a 10 in that category as well. Really liked his ability to. He didn't really show too much in terms of route recognition, but when he needed to recognize a route concept, he did so very well. Specifically, like that one post play. And I think it was the Auburn game in the red zone. He's done really nice job with that so far. The one exception that was, again, one play was that comeback route, and I think it was the Texas game, where he gave up about, I want to say 5 or 10 yards. He got a little bit too vertical, but otherwise, very, very solid job. Ball tracking and playmaking, I can't give him a 10 because first off, we didn't see any interceptions. And second off, there were 1 or 2 plays, again, where we didn't really get to see him track that well. Specifically, again, that Texas touchdown pass where he got burnt over the top is a little bit too aggressive with the ball tracking. Footwork is a 10. Very, very solid. Definitely very pleased with its quickness of his feet, his ability to change direction well with his feet. And tying right into that, we get to see the Tiger Gang and fluidity of motion. Maybe not the fastest guy in the world, but he was able to keep up with those speedy Alabama receivers. He was able to keep up with the Rice. He was able to keep up with Waddle and Smith and Judy. So that's definitely elite athleticism for me, and that fluidity and motion and smoothness I kept talking about and referring to over and over and over again really stood out. This section here is where we're going to get into the negatives and where he's going to start to lose points. So far, he's only lost 1 point, so he's at like what, 50 out of, or 49 out of 50? I think it is, maybe 59 out of 60? Yeah, 59 out of 60 so far, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 59 out of 60 so far in the coverage, right? Really, really good. But this is where you start to lose the points. We did get to see a little bit of pass rushing. So with that in mind, I'm going to give him a 6. We did get to see a little bit of willingness. He played in the box a snap or two. Just, I really need to see more from him in this particular area. Same thing in the tackling. It wasn't terrible. We did get to see him make a tackle or two. But, man, I really want to see him actually wrap and make a physical tackle. Just one of those areas I need to see improvement in. Enforcing the boundary, he did okay, but I really put him in that same class with Okuda. He's not your Sidney Jones, he's not your Trayvon Diggs. He's kind of just does it without utilizing all of his tools to do it. So it's one of those areas he can improve a little bit, but it's sufficient for now. And then miscellaneous and inchangeables, we talked again about at the very beginning of the video, about the off-the-field incident. So for now, I'm going to give him a 7. That if we hear negative things about that in interviews, that could go down to a 5. If we hear good things about that in the interviews, that could go up to a 9. So we'll really see how NFL teams feel about that, and once more info is revealed, once we get to the interview process in Indianapolis and throughout the pre-draft process. So for now, that's a -3, 4, 5, -9, -13, -14, slicing 86. And again, most of that 86, right? Most of those negatives, and what's going to separate him from me is that tackling and that run support. Because I talked about this, he's like a 59 out of 60 in terms of coverage. But it's really just that tackling and that run support grade that's -8 points just in those two categories alone. Not including the off the field incident. So you're talking like -10 points in those categories. That's huge. That's the difference between him being essentially clear #1 corner over Okuda even. And if you're a perfect tackler, of course. And being cornerback 3 behind Diggs. So, still, very good. First round grade. And everything like that. He passes most of the requirements, especially in coverage. Again, fantastic cover corner. And he at least picks the bare minimum. The minimum expectation for tackling and run support. But, yeah. Just really need to see more of that. And unfortunately, I don't think he's in the Senior Bowl, so I'm not sure we'll be able to see that in Mobile. But, yeah, so that kind of explains my process as to why I have him where I do. Hopefully you guys saw the same thing I did, and at the very least learned a thing or two along the way. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this over the course of the next coming days and weeks and months as we head throughout the course of the pre-draft process. Today is officially Declaration Day, put out 2 other videos for you guys today as well. I did a video with Brayden earlier, as well as a video. Who was the other one I did? KJ Hamler. I did KJ Hamler for you guys earlier today as well. So for now, go ahead and watch those 2 if you haven't already. Hope you guys learned a thing or 2 along the way. Maybe you guys saw the same things I did, maybe you didn't. Maybe you guys are a little bit looser on the tackling thing. My background is a Lions fan. I am in Michigan as well as the other team that seems to be getting better with this under Don Brown. I come from a background where the Lions value physical, aggressive, long corners. Philadelphia's secondary coach is now our defensive coordinator, and they were the team that went after Rasul Douglas, Avonte Maddox, and Sidney Jones. And the Lions, of course, are a team that goes after guys like Emmanuel Oruwariye and Rashawn Melvin. So, definitely a very consistent background from my standpoint and my background, and my experience, I guess I should say, as a watcher of evaluator talent, where we really like those physically aggressive, tough corners like your Trayvon Diggs, and that's a big reason why he got higher for me. And even so, like Diggs, right? 8 footwork, 8 ball tracking, and 9 fluidity. That's minus 5 points. So basically, Fulton is 4 points higher in coverage, which kind of says why I understand Fulton is higher for most people than Trayvon Diggs is, or at least they're very, very close in that same category. But that main difference for me is Diggs with that 9 and 9 here, and even that 9 enforcing the boundary. Plus, of course, no off-field issue, but that's a separate discussion. So that's really the big time separating point for me. That's 6 points difference in those 2 categories, and I think that's the difference in their actual score. Yeah, the 5-point difference in their actual score. So even if Fulton were able to match Trayvon Diggs, he would be higher. He'd be right in between Okuda and Diggs actually in that 92 spot. So that's really my perspective and how I see things personally myself. And that's what makes this pre-draft process fun. Maybe you guys are a lot later and your team doesn't value tackling as much as the Lions do, and you guys kind of have that different perspective and background on it than I come into this with. So, anyways, long ramble over. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Again, I've already said this a couple times, but hopefully you learned a thing or 2 along the way as well. For now, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and peace out.